Hi, boys and girls. Nick DiPaolo here. Free speech lives right here on the Nick DiPaolo Show. I'm grateful to be able to do this show my way, and I'm only able to do it my way because of your generous contributions. Please go to nickdip.com or click the link on thecomicsgym.com and contribute today to keep this show and our speech free. Thank you so much.
I am President of the United States of America, and the buck stops with me.
So does good leadership, fuckface. Oh, yeah, it's that time again. Welcome to the big show, everybody, on a Tuesday. How's it going? Good to be with you. Yeah, let me make your day for you, huh? That's what I love after the show. I have so many people going, we listen to you at work. I listen to you in the shower. He listens to you around the clock. He's driving me nuts. My dog fucking loves your show. I'll tell you, it does. It makes me want to do this more and more. Let's get this show to blow up. I am sick of fucking struggling and watching mediocre talent rise to the fucking top because they have no fucking balls, which apparently is a prerequisite in this country to fucking get somewhere since women have taken over. What? Who said that? Cabinets are being put in. Oh, you got to see this kitchen. I'll take pictures. That's how you know I'm old. I'm actually getting a hard-on about the fucking cabinets being put in. But I am the cook. I got a fucking Viking range that you could cook all kinds of Taliban members in. Let's get to it. Speaking of Taliban, or as Obama taught Biden to say, the Taliban, suck a bag of fucking cheese, cocksucker. Biden said this about Afghanistan. This was just a month ago. Biden on NBC last month, once again showing just this blunder is beyond impeachable. He should be taken out and, well, he should be brought to the top of a building like a gay guy in Tehran and tossed. This is what he said about the situation in Afghanistan. He just said this a month ago. Roll tape.
Yeah, the likelihood there's going to be the Taliban overrunning everything and owning the whole country is highly unlikely.
Republicans accuse the president of leaving hastily without a plan.
There he is. Yeah, look, the bran flakes aren't working, doctor. I haven't taken a dump since Christmas Eve. What are you doing to me, for the love of God?
You know, I fucking hate the way you make me fucking ride you. Now get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Can you imagine they would talk about impeaching Trump and not being fit? This guy, you know what? He's been in office, 7, 8 months? He's sealed. He has sealed his place in history as the worst president in the history of the United States. End of discussion, period, case fucking closed. Even the media this week is getting on him. You know how far you have to be off the frickin' reservation to have NBC and CNN going, what the fuck's he doing? Do you understand what a schmuck? Even though it's not him, it's really AOC and Pelosi and all the other left-wing Ilhan Omar's, the squad, those cocksuckers that are filling his head with this shit. It's hilarious. Meanwhile, Trump sits on the sidelines belly laughing. I know somebody who talked to Trump, very good source, and they said he is fuming about Afghanistan. Fucking fuming. I think he told Bill O'Reilly or some shit. Anyways, Joe Biden trying to blame the guy that he stole the election from.
You're a loser. You'll always be a loser.
Biden stands squarely behind his decision to pull troops from Afghanistan despite the Taliban takeover. It's so funny because when we played that cold opening, and he says, the buck stops with me, He said that after spending 5 minutes blaming Trump, everybody fucking, the Afghan army itself. He blamed everybody, his maid, his physician, the person that gets him his vanilla ice cream every night. He blamed everybody. If he opened the speech with, hey, the buck stops with me, but no, typical Dem weasel fuck. You guys are so dumb on the left, it's hilarious. It's insulting to the rest of us. Watch stupid here say what he's going to say. I don't even know. Go ahead.
No ceasefire after May 1. There was no agreement protecting our forces after May 1.
Pause. That's the deal that Trump had struck. That's what he's blaming it on. This is all the blame part before he said the buck stops. Go ahead, you titless wonder.
There was no status quo of stability without American casualties after May 1. There was only the cold reality of either following through on the agreement to withdraw our forces or escalating the conflict and sending thousands more American troops back into combat in Afghanistan, lurching into the third decade of conflict.
I wonder who wrote that. Lurching.
I stand squarely behind my decision. After 20 years, I've learned the hard way that there was never a good time to withdraw U.S. forces. That's why we're still there. We were clear-eyed about the risks. We planned for every contingency, but I always promised the American people that I would be straight with you. The truth is, this did unfold more quickly.
The guy that stole the election, literally stole it. He promised to be straight with us. Why don't you go home and take a dirt nap? Go ahead, fuckstain.
Than we had anticipated.
Ugh.
You pompous, stuck-up, snot-nosed, English, giant, twerp, scumbag, fuckface, dickhead, asshole!
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. May God have mercy on your soul.
God, he's going to hell in a handbasket with Pelosi sitting right on his face. A stunning photo. This is unbelievable. The shots that were coming out of there, yes, and I heard already today, the Taliban's doing some heinous shit to women, and they're already, they're not stuck in 11 AD, are they? Every time I see clips on the news of them, I feel like I'm watching a movie about the Bible. Hey, look at the three wise men just got out of a Toyota with a machine gun. A stunning photo shows over 600 Afghans crammed into a massive U.S. Air Force cargo plane that I've been on before. You can fucking punt footballs in that. That thing is huge. Cargo plane that safely evacuated Kabul's International Airport on Sunday. Internationally, they make it sound like Kennedy. On Sunday night after the aircraft's crew decided to let the refugees remain on board. Lucky. It really is heartbreaking. It's wrenching. Do you see the fear in the people? We showed you a clip yesterday of people, two guys falling to their deaths. There's a clip today, I didn't get to it. It's a kid filming himself hanging onto the plane as it's taxiing, and it cuts to a group of like 20, 25 people huddled onto the side of a little, I don't know what it is on the side of a plane as it's taxiing. I guess they got off in time. Oh my God. You'd only try that, if you've never flown before, because you couldn't possibly think you're going to make it. First of all, you know how long that flight is? I went over there with the USO. You connect in Germany and shit. What are you going to do, just hang on the wheel well as we're connecting? Oh, the poor bastards. It gives you an idea how heinous the Taliban is. Do we have a picture of them fleeing? Or is that it?
That was it. That's them crammed in.
That's them crammed in to the C-17. Can you imagine? You got to feel for them. There's going to be beheadings. There's going to be all kinds of horrible shit. And I really feel bad for the women. I do wish we had a little of their talk about toxic masculinity. There's got to be a middle area between what's happened to men in this country having babies and having their periods. And, guys stoning women because they show their ankles. Isn't there somewhere in the middle? I used to have a great bit about that. I can't remember what the fuck it is. I'm old. Anyways, there has to be a happy medium. Anyways, and it's fun to watch the media. How is Brian frickin' Williams still on television? That lying block of gorgonzola. How is he still? I don't care they gave him the graveyard spot. Guy is a fucking confirmed, self-admitted liar. Makes sense, though, that NBC keeps him on the air. Well, anyways, he was giving his opinion on the speech by Biden, and then they had a vet who actually did, saw action in Afghanistan. The vet destroys MSNBC anchor in jerk-off Joe's surrender speech. U.S. Army veteran Matt Zeller was on with Brian Williams, and this was so beautiful. If it was a heavyweight fight, they would have stopped it 3 minutes in. It was like watching, it reminded me of a boxer when he gets, or an athlete gets kind of semi-knocked out, and they wave smelling salts. That's what it was for Brian Williams. Like, wake up, stupid. Watch Matt Zeller, again, Afghanistan vet. Just look at Brian Williams. He looks like a fucking Muppet when the Muppets have a reporter on this. Anyways, watch this Afghanistan. Go, what are you fucking thinking about, Brian? Go ahead.
Didn't run from it. He owned it. He owned his decision. He owned the fact that, as he put it, the buck stops with him.
I hope he gets to own their deaths too. I feel like I watched a different speech than the rest of you guys. I was appalled. There was such a profound, bold-faced lie in that speech. The idea that we planned for every contingency. I have been personally trying to tell this administration since it took office. I've been trying to tell our government for years that this was coming. We sent them plan after plan on how to evacuate these people. Nobody listened to us. They didn't plan for the evacuation of our Afghan wartime allies. They're trying to conduct it now at the 11th hour. The thing that they were most concerned about was the optics of a chaotic evacuation. Well, they got exactly what they were most concerned of by failing to do what was right when we could have done it. We had all the people and equipment in place to be able to save these people months ago, and we did nothing. I'm appalled that he thinks that we only need to take 2,000 people. There's 86,000 people who are currently left behind in Afghanistan alone. We've identified all of them for the government. I have no idea why he claims that people don't want to leave Afghanistan. I have a list of 14,000 names right now of people who want to get out of Afghanistan. And the idea that the Afghan military should be blamed for this, do you know how many casualties the Afghan military took in an average year? More than the United States did in 20. When you're not getting paid on a regular basis, when you're not getting fuel, when no one is supplying you with ammunition, and yet you're still showing up to the fight, how dare us for having to blame these people for not having the audacity to be able to survive a Taliban onslaught? No. What we need to be doing right now, and what I am appalled that the president didn't say, was we need to be talking about how we're going to get every single one of these people out.
He fucking bitch slapped him.
I'm loving it.
Hey, Brian.
You can't handle the truth.
I guarantee the person who vetted that guest at MSNBC got his walking papers or her walking papers 3 minutes later. That's somebody who was on the ground. I'm surprised Brian Williams, being the lion prick, didn't go, don't tell me, I was driving the C-17. I saw what happened. I have 2 Purple Hearts. Didn't you see me fighting next to you? Remember he made up all that shit? Oh my God. NBC, you might be the worst of the worst. As far as real network, broadcast TV goes. They sucked Obama's dick. That's how he got in the White House. And I said that actually and got in an argument with Geraldo Rivera. The Fox, I used to do the show on Fox, had a live streaming show. And they would have the guests that you see on TV, Megyn Kelly, whatever, they would sit in. And it came to me and they said, why do you think Obama won this thing? I said, because the media, kissed his ass, the liberal media. And then Geraldo kind of got mad at me. After my third appearance on the show, the guy that put me on said, yeah, I had to argue to keep you in the building. It's It's a goddamn mainstream streaming show on the internet. Anyways, and then I got attacked by Shepard Smith, but I've told you that story. And Judge Napolitano said he wouldn't be on the same panel as me. Fucking faggot. Fucking faggot. So let's stay on this. I mean, folks, I wanted to do, as you know, I've been doing lighter shit on the show just for my health. Look at me, I'm aging at Mach speed here, turning into Glenn Beck before our eyes. And but you can't skip this. This is the blunder of all not just for Biden's administration, for any U.S. president. Holy moly. And guess what? My girlfriend, Psaki, the headline, where's Biden's Flacky Psaki? There she is. She's on vacation. It's creepy what's going on. She's on vacation. They take a picture and put it on the news last night of Biden sitting at his big long table by himself. If that doesn't say everything, in this time when something like this is going on, she should be doing there should be 40 people around the table with Biden, right? That's how they always show other presidents. He's by himself. And you know what? They're telling the truth there. Because he's there, and then you get the people behind him who are telling him what to do. They almost gave away their own bullshit. The capital city of Afghanistan has fallen to the Taliban, and the White House press secretary is what? She's on vacation.
Hello? 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 Hello?
It's hilarious. Boy, she must be happy wherever she is. And I'm sure they're going to come out today and say, that was planned months ago. Taliban forces stormed... What? Talking to the mic, dude. You're part of the show.
Yeah, they've been referring to it as her planned vacation all morning.
Oh, have they really?
Yep.
Yeah. You know what? She's vacationing in Kandahar. It's very odd, I thought. Taliban forces stormed Kabul on Sunday, announcing they will soon declare the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan from the abandoned palace of Afghan President Ashraf Ghani, who ran out of there like a rat trapped in a fire. Fled the country. The American flag at the U.S. Embassy in Kabul, which was hastily evacuated this weekend, was taken down by a staffer as Islamic militants invaded the capital city. You know, if the U.S. wanted to be funny about it, they could put up a rainbow flag and watch those guys lose their turbans. Oh, my God, they'd be fucking killing their own sheep. The war is over in Afghanistan, a Taliban spokesman said on Sunday. Even he's doing his job. He's not vacationing. In Pakistan. He has a lovely duplex. Meanwhile, President Joe Biden, who is supposedly monitoring the situation from Camp David, is still on a schedule. He's on a permanent fucking vacation. He lost his mind in 1978, for Christ's sake. He's still on a scheduled vacation. You know what he did? He flew back from Camp David to make the speech yesterday and then got back on the plane in the middle of a crisis. Picture Trump doing that. Oh, my aching stem. This should have come under the category, are you dog styling me? Yeah, so he made a speech, got back on his plane, went back to a vacation.
What are we doing? What's going on right now?
If that's not him, that's him every morning after they brief him.
What are we doing? What's going on right now?
Joe, tonight is Broadway Tune night at the nursing home. He's not expected to return to the White House until Wednesday. Maybe things will go more smoothly. Administration officials said the president will soon speak on the U.S. losing all of its gains in its longest war in the next few days. And that might have been the speech that we... But remember, and you know, can I just say this? And I agree with this, too. And I'm not the only one. I've seen people say it, but I agree we want to get the hell out of there, right? You don't want our soldiers in that shithole anymore. I don't think anybody's arguing with that. Trump wanted them out. You know, this has spanned 4 or 5 presidents. You can't just lay it all on him. But the point is, we were there for 20 years, and you know you're going to do a withdrawal. You don't have a fucking contingency plan in case shit goes haywire. You know what I mean? How the fuck? This means the president will likely talk about the situation in Afghanistan only after he returns to the nation's capital from his scheduled vacation. I sent an email to the White House press secretary. This is a person who wrote this. Jen Psaki Sunday evening to clarify. Psaki did not respond personally to my request for comment. Rather, her official government email account sent back an automated reply, which states, I'm in Aruba, flipping my bean. I'll be out of the office from August 15th to the 22nd. Like she's the manager of a fucking Baskin Robbins. She'll be back on the 22nd. The automated note directs all inquiries to lower-ranking White House communication staffers. Lower ranking. So Obama picked up the phone himself. How about that? She's on vacation. And she must be watching this and going, Jesus Christ, to her husband. Did I get out of there in time?
You get that little red beaver right up there in front of you. I don't think it's crazy at all.
That the White House press secretary chose now, of all times, to go on vacation is astonishing, considering everything that happened this week, building up to the fall of Kabul. On Friday, just 2 days before Psaki's scheduled vacation, the Taliban called her and said, look, we're going in it. We don't give a fuck if you're at Sandals. Anyways, she's just like Chemical Ali or Chemical Bob, if you remember back that war. Remember the spokesman for Saddam Hussein would just make shit up off the cuff? The Americans started it. They threw a rock at one of our lambs. Anyways, the Taliban already retaken 12 provincial Afghanistan capitals following the U.S. military May 1st withdrawal from Bagram Airfield. We actually visited Bagram Airfield when we were over there. I remember they made us take up fucking bags and they went through all our shit just like an airport. And then they gave us those ready-to-eat meals, or whatever you call it, meals ready to MREs or whatever. Some of the grossest shat ever. It did. It gave us appreciation for how these men and women live. Before we went into the weekend, the Taliban had already captured 69 of the country's 407 districts. Who's counting? Old Dominion? Old Dominion, just a minute. 400 districts, including those previously considered impenetrable government strongholds by American and Afghan officials. By Friday, the Taliban had held 142 districts and was fighting for control of 170 more.
What the hell's going on out here?
I don't know, General Milley. Why don't you take your face out of white rage books? Is this any surprise to you? Are you guys creeped out? With the strongest military on the fucking planet? As they say, it's the graveyard of empires. You know, England went in there a couple times, got their ass whipped. Russia tried it for 10, 11 years, got smoked. It's like trying to beat the Patriots up in New England when Brady was there. What are you fucking doing? Get out of there. Those poor kids, those poor women. God damn. Washington now plans a desperate bid to dispatch some 6,000 U.S. combat troops to Kabul. You know the fucking plane took gunfire, they said, to Kabul airport to assist in the evacuation of American citizens. Yeah, get Spirit Airline on it. So they're trying to get American citizens, government officials, and designated Afghan nationals. You know, here's what we use: a bunch of those Afghan guys. We try to make an army out of them, number one. Number two, we use a bunch of them as translators. And I think that vet said, I don't know if he said it in this part that we showed, there's, I don't know, or I read it, there's like 10,000 translators, and we're only taking 2,000. Do you understand? The Taliban is like the Gambino family. They know who and what did who and assisted the allies. Ookie. Meanwhile, Afghans who aided U.S. military operations are begging for help, pleading with the federal authorities to help them escape Taliban reprisals. They have good reason to be desperate. Oh, here we go. Of the 20,000, this is where I read it in this article, of the 20,000 Afghan interpreters who aided the U.S. military, the Biden administration has evacuated only 2,000 since the announced exit in April. 10% of 20,000. Wow. Who's going to trust us? All this comes amid reports that Taliban forces are also executing detained soldiers, police, and civilians with alleged ties to Afghan government. On Sunday, the start of Psaki's vacation, the U.S. Embassy in Kabul issued a shelter-in-place alert to all American citizens. Yeah, I'll get in my split ranch. Shelter in place. You're in a tent. American citizens in Kabul following reports of gunfire near the airport. The security situation in Kabul is changing quickly, including at the airport, the alert states. There are reports of the airport taking fire. Therefore, we are instructing U.S. citizens to shelter in place. Yeah, you're going to shelter in place where you're going to sleep to this. Hello, is it safe yet? Can I come out? When we stayed, when we were in Kandahar, we flew out of the airport there, or was it that? Yeah, I believe it was that airport. And when you're on a military base, it's not like commercial flights. You know what I mean? There's no schedule. They have priorities. They come in, pick up soldiers. There's no, like, so we were hung up in this little airport. It's like a fucking tool shed, like somebody's house about that size, tiny. And there were bullet holes. I mean, hundreds of bullet holes in that from a couple of years prior. What a trip, man. I had more fun on that, even when we got shoved into a shelter when they fucking, like 7 miles away, they were dropping whatever the fuck. It was still better than Aruba with my wife. What? Who can The embassy's security alert came as U.S. troops scrambled to evacuate diplomatic staffers from the embassy as Taliban fighters entered the city. In other words, Psaki couldn't have picked a worse time to go on vacation. I don't know about that.
And you blew it! You blew it.
Did she? She didn't blow it. Who's filling in for her, by the way? Hunter Biden? Hunter's up there. Yeah, man, shit's getting heavy over there. Who's that? Lisa? Yeah, get her number. I think she's in high school. Look, we got to get shit done over there, man. Dad fucked up. He ain't ready. Have you seen my paintings lately? Man, I'm getting like $500,000. I don't even know who the fuck's buying them. All right. Let's move on, shall we, Matthew?
Make me a sandwich. Make me a fucking sandwich.
What would you like on it? In our Make Me a Fucking Sandwich segment tonight, Tim Graham, at Tim Graham on Instagram, tweeted, Obama donor, you're going to laugh at this one, Clarissa Ward, take a bow, why don't you? You're not going to believe this. This is CNN at their, remember when they were standing last year during the riots, and there was literally a Wendy's or stores were burning behind them? They said it's a peaceful protest. Do you remember that? This makes that look actually logical when you see this stupid young lady. What's her name again? Clarissa. Let's throw it to Clarissa Wood. She's over there on the ground, apparently. Go ahead, Clarissa.
They're just chanting death to America, but they seem friendly at the same time. It's utterly bizarre.
You're fucking crazy.
I know what you did.
This is CNN, the most trusted name in news.
They're chanting death to America, but they're almost friendly. Sounds like you just described every Democrat in the House. Clarissa, that hijab makes you look like a robe. Do you feel the nipples tingling? Do you smell the blood of the lambs? Clarissa. Was that her name in the movie? I hope. Clarissa. Tell me that's not a guy who's 59-year-old mistake, wasn't it? Clarissa. Her name was Diane. Close enough. Okay. Clarissa Ward, now at CNN, donated, get this, $500 to Obama for president. This is what they consider neutral journalism. She donated another $250 in September and October of 2008 to the Obama campaign. A media research center study of donations at opensecrets.org demonstrates a dramatic tilt in campaign donations by employees at some of America's leading news outlets. Really? This is news? The most dramatic financial favoritism is shown by employees of, guess what? The shitty New York Times. Since January 1st of 2008, 13 years ago, 68 employees of the Times have donated exclusively to Democrats or Democratic PACs, to just 3 employees who donated to Republicans. I like to... You guys think you're getting fair news.
Nothing to see here. Please disperse. Nothing to see here. Please.
Compare that to the Washington Post, whose employees in the same time period broke out as 15 Democratic donors to 2 who gave to the GOP. A similar breakdown came from putting in the big 3 TV news operations, 32 to 2 overall. ABC News was 13 to 1. CBS News was 12 to 1. And NBC was 7 to 0. I wonder how the Democrats won the election. Besides making it all mail-in ballots, and they use COVID as a pretext to do that, besides using Dominion, besides, what else? Oh, burying the Hunter Biden story that showed that him and his father were compromised. Do you people understand? Let me tell you something about something. Let's lighten it up, huh? My producer Matthew went to a ball game. He likes to hit the sauce, and he's a lot of fun when he does it. He also played some baseball. He got to AA for the Syracuse Duck Shits. So he went to a game and had a few in him, and anyways, he ran on the field wearing a Padres jersey, rushed onto the Oracle Park field during the 9th inning of the Mets' 7-5 loss to the... I don't know how he got out there. He didn't even tell me. He's back. Jen Psaki, you listening? On Monday, circling the field as security mostly rolled their eyes. He was able to make it from left field to the foul territory behind first base without even getting chased, then eluded the first attempts to bring him to justice. He doubled back and ran to the pitcher's mound in short relief, where he mimicked the delivery before security finally... Matthew, really?
You gotta grow up. You're not a kid anymore. You hear me? You gotta grow up.
Let's take a look at the footage. Look at him, he's looking in for the sign. He's going to the stretch. The windup, but no pitch. Why do I like that type of nonsense? Part of me thinks he's an asshole. Another part of me goes, you go, kid. It's called freedom. The press got to him, asked him, he only had one thing to say after.
Give me a keg of beer.
Which is about how the night went for the Mets, too. I guess they dropped it. Don't run on the field, folks. I love that, they don't put the camera on people, but now everybody has a camera, all fucking 90,000 people. You get to watch it over and over again. I think it's just terrific.
All right, get out.
No, I'm pitching. Best example of that, my favorite one, I was watching a hockey game late at night, LA Kings against somebody out in LA, and all of a sudden the action stops, and you see all the players at one end look this way. Some guy climbed over the glass with skates on, brought his own puck and stick, you can Google this, and walked in on the goalie and like... How do you not love that? I must be a puss. I would never, ever do that. How do you get your... He climbed the glass. Oh, my God. Help us. Anyways, good for you, kid. Enjoy jail that night. Wonder if anybody's ever done that sober. And if you guys are much younger than me, there was a thing called streaking back in the 70s where it was always a naked guy running on the field. Sometimes a woman if you're lucky. And a guy wrote a song about it. They call it the streak. Matt, you old enough to remember that one?
I don't remember the song, but they
No.
were still running on fields in the 80s.
Yeah.
When I was a kid.
Naked?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it started in the 70s. Anyways, let's get to Naomi Wolfe, the wolf who cried foul. Who's Naomi Wolfe? Well, she's a well-known author, big lib. I forget what paper she worked for. She's a very smart woman, and lib in the old-fashioned sense where, she used to... But again, I'll still blame anybody for the last 20 years if you're a lib of creating this dog shit environment we live in. But Naomi Wolfe is finally coming around like a lot of libs. Naomi Wolfe was on Steve Bannon's show discussing how this country is under attack right now and who's responsible. And she was bringing up everything from the COVID and the mask fights and the vaccine fights and everything, what's going on in Kabul and how we're letting people pour in. And by the way, those people, there's 600 people. I don't know if the 600 people on that plane that we're bringing, those are real refugees running from danger. Now, I don't know. They could have Taliban ties. I doubt it. They wouldn't be running, right? So I would accept them after heavy vetting. Who am I kidding? Get the fuck out of here. Go find your own. Why is it up to us? There's a million other countries. Try Ireland. Anyways, this is Naomi Wolfe, again, former lib, who was on Steve Bannon's show talking about the state of the country right now. Let her roll, honey.
We are under attack, and it's not a shooting war, but there is some of the things that are happening at the highest levels don't make sense in terms of politics, right? Normal politics, you wouldn't see the president sitting alone, as you've pointed out. You'd have all of his advisors around him. They'd be gazing at him adoringly. That's a classic messaging unit. You wouldn't have Jen Psaki on vacation. I was a White House spouse. If there's something like this happening, you are on the job. You're not on vacation. There's no such thing.
You're not up at Rehoboth Beach with the kids digging sandcastles.
No such thing, right? So many things are happening that really don't make sense.
Mm-hmm. Do we have one or two clips of her? Two. Okay. And here's what else she says.
People that used to be such fierce fighters, we've got about a minute and a half here, fierce fighters for the First Amendment and for freedom of expression, seem to be like on MSNBC, they just put out these assertions and they never back it up. What has happened to the mindset of that? Well, many of those are your friends.
No, they're my friends.
Well, how
I mean, a vast amount of money has gone to corrupt the media. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has poured millions.
Did you hear that? Bill and Melinda Gates. I told you he was a shapeshifter. Pouring millions, which is like a nickel to him, into the media to keep it biased. This is an experiment, Bill Gates and all the other masters of the universe are playing on us with vaccines. I fucking believe it in my dirty black heart. I really do. And even this dumb lib has picked up on it. Go ahead.
And the Columbia Journalism Review has documented this into big legacy media for, overcoming vaccine hesitancy, COVID education. So they know what side their bread is buttered on.
What side is that?
Alrighty then.
She used to be kind of lib. And again, I blame you, Naomi. You can't just one day wake up and ignore all the fucking you worked at on behalf of the scum on the left, Bill Maher and the rest of yous. Now they're coming to get you. That should have been a libs eating libs. I'm not on the game. Anyhow, let's go to sports here on the Nick DiPaolo Show. Okay, caller number 2, Vinny in Brooklyn. Go ahead. The GOAT calls out the sheep. 7-time Super Bowl champion and my man crush. I hate that word, but I would blow this guy if he walked in here right now. I would give him a reach around. Let me tell you something. I'm a Pats fan. Started watching them when I was 6, 1968. Watched them be the laughingstock. I have track marks in my arms. Heroin by the time I was 9, watching these shit bums. Turned into Then this guy comes along, Jesus Christ himself. 7-time Super Bowl champ Tommy Brady hasn't gotten to this point by ignoring the financial realities within the context of the modern NFL, having shown himself to be pretty outspoken since joining Tampa Bay. That's true. You couldn't, when you were under Belichick, Wes Welker made a joke about Rex Ryan, the coach of the Jets. He had a foot fetish. And Wes Welker brought that up in an interview and fucking fucked up his season. Belichick was furious. Anyways, Brady's shooting off his mouth like he's black since he got to Tampa. Last season, after 2 decades with the Patriots, Tom Terrific is not holding anything back right now. And he tweeted about the NFL and the big deal they just made, and how they put a salary cap on the players and then made a $112 billion deal with the networks, which is unfriggin' real money. I can't. Is it in here? Here you go. Forbes, average value of NFL franchise up 14%, despite revenue drop because of COVID. The salary cap dropped by 20%. This is what Tom tweeted. And the new media deals were announced the day after. Boy, that's putting it in their face. After 2021 salary cap was set. NFL players better wake up at NFL PA. NFL players are ignorant. I'm waiting now. I didn't read the papers today. Is he being called a racist by the black? I'm sure that's coming. So Tommy has had enough.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
And he thanks all the, and it's true. Players are too busy buying Maseratis and fucking mansions and beating up hookers and shit. And Tom and Goodell has taken the head of the Players Association, Maurice Smith, to the cleaners.
It's so stupid. It's so stupid. So fucking stupid.
Forbes released its annual team valuation list on Thursday, indicating that the average NFL franchise has seen its value grow, even with a pandemic, 14% over the past calendar year, despite the downtick in revenue created by COVID-19. For his part, Tom Brady took to Instagram to absolutely blast ignorant NFL players over the financial situation around the league. Again, he did not hold back. So we just show you what he tweeted. And you kind of have to blame a little bit. I think this is what he's doing. He's blaming the leader of the union. It's hard to argue against Brady's point. The NFLPA executive director, Maurice Smith, seen here, looking dapper, has seen NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell run loops through him. Who wrote this? Run loops through him? You mean circles around him? Loops through him. Since the brief work stoppage back in 2011. The Forbes team value estimates, coupled with the downtick in this year's salary cap and a record-breaking NFL television contract, all add another layer to that. Dallas Cowboys are worth $6.5 billion. The Pats, $5 billion. How the hell is anybody worth more than that? New York Giants, $4.85 billion. The Rams, $4.8 billion. Washington football team, $4.2 billion. San Francisco 49ers, $4.175 billion. The Bears, $4.75 billion. Jets, $4.05 billion. Eagles, $3.8 billion. Broncos, $3.75 billion. With a 14% average increase in team value, Brady has a major point. The NFL salary cap was set at a mere $182.5 million in 2021. That's a decrease of 8% compared to the previous year. Meanwhile, the NFL just signed, listen to this, a record-breaking $112.6 billion deal with its broadcast partners. Yeah, I see. Well, you know what? Maybe the Black National Anthem. Maybe they'll feel the pinch then. That's what they're going to play that before the game. Let's see. Hey, I'm guilty, folks. I can't. They could play the goddamn. They could have Malcolm X. If I can give speeches in between quarters, I'm still sorry. I don't have much in my life. I got a new kitchen, and I love fucking football. I'm not letting these faggots on the left take it away from me. Yeah, but Nick, I don't care. We're going to win in the end anyway. Said contract was announced one day after the NFL salary cap, which is really kind of rubbing it in their face, isn't it?
Give me the money, you understand? Give me the fucking money, you hear me? You hear me? I gotta come here and bust my balls. Give me the fucking money.
That's Goodell. You know, you can hate Roger Goodell, but boy, you know, he works for the owners, right? The commissioner works for the owners of the team. They can't get too mad at him. This country is football queer, folks. Like Kentucky is queer for basketball. You can't put it there. It's a juggernaut. Tom Brady saw through it, and he's unlikely to be the only player in that camp, which is absolutely the truth. That is it for today, ladies and gentlemen. How long's the show?
You're at 46.
One more?
If you want it, go for it.
Let's do one more, since I love you people so much. You can tell by the way I dress. More lefty propaganda, mask. Oh, yeah, this one got me fucking fuming. And you can disagree with me and go, Nick, you're paranoid tinfoil hat masquerade. I know at what level the fucking left and their propaganda machine works at. To me, this is all more lefty propaganda masquerading as an actual real-life incident. An unmasked strap hanger berated an older woman on a Q train in an apparent dispute over his lack of a face covering, according to the video. Of course, this is on a subway in New York. I don't believe any of this. The old lady said, I wish the police would come and give you a $50 fine. The woman can be heard telling the man at the outset of the undated video. Again, it looks very suspicious to me.
Shut up. Mind your fucking business and shut up.
Anyways, it was filmed by somebody and put on Instagram and posted on Monday. Watch this video. Number one, the guy sounds as gay as Colin Quinn would say. Well, as this dress shirt. And I've never heard a gay guy speak out on the subway in New York the 10, 15 years I was riding it. Just watch this.
17, take a seat.
Respect your elder.
I respect freedom.
No, look, he's disrespecting an elderly.
Do you know what I respect? I respect freedom.
You respect freedom, do you? Freedom's a
What do you respect?
lick full.
Take a seat. Sit down. Sit the down. That's right.
Total bullshit. Total bullshit. That woman was part of it. That was all fucking scripted. 1776. I'll bet my mother's ass, which is still shaped like a nectarine. Who said that? I'll bet my mother's ass you'll find out this was a hoax. It was so... Nobody goes 1776. Sit the fuck down. Yeah, that's right. Do you hear the guy? He sounded like Paul Lynn. He would have got his face beat in. They've done shit like this before. They do propaganda films. I don't believe 1 second of that. Take it from me who rode those fucking trains for years. Bullshitter. Masks are required on public transit by federal law. Like somebody said online yesterday, I laughed. They go, okay, so you need a passport, a vaccine passport to eat in a restaurant. But yeah, Trump was the dictator. Exactly. In New York, refusing to mask up on MTA trains and buses is a $50 violation. You can grab somebody's tits and get away with that, though. The man replies with a mocking squeal as he leans over the lady. I'm so afraid. That's what he said at the beginning. MTA acting chairman Jano Lieber on Monday called the man completely out of line. Did you direct the film, stupid? This is outrageous. Number one, the guy's a jerk. Every New Yorker who gets on the subway knows one of the first principles is you treat other people respect. Have you ever been on the train, you asshole? I've got run over by Chinese ladies in their 70s. Nobody's more meaner than Chinese ladies getting off a fucking subway in New York City. Comedians have done bits about it. It's hilarious. Black dudes put down, lay across 4 seats. Oh, there's all kinds of respect going on. Another guy's pulling his prick to a woman sitting across for him. Nothing but respect on one. You treat other how can he say that with a straight face? Lieber said when asked about the video during an unrelated press conference in the Bronx, everybody treats respect. This is an incredible, egregious violation of basic human respect, he said.
Who the fuck are you? Are you writing a book? Who the fuck are you?
Yeah, exactly. Nobody's heard of you. The MTA's most recent survey of subway mask usage, conducted July 26 to August 6, found that 14% of riders were not wearing face coverings, according to the authority's website, up from just 2% in surveys conducted in March, April, and May. We've had a great success with the mask compliance, Lieber insisted. We're going to make sure that mask compliance happens. We're not going to yield any ground to people. Do you see? This is all aimed at anybody who disagrees with the left. We're going to give any ground to people who want to bring whatever political ideology. Look at they're coming right out with or theory they have into our system. And then he went on to say,
Emporführung durch eigene Arbeit, durch eigenen Fleiß, eigene Entschlossenheit.
That is it. Fuck him. Don't wear a mask anywhere. I can't wait when they fucking blow the lid on that little clip I just showed you. That was as choreographed as the goddamn Rockettes on Christmas Eve. That's how it is. I got to come up with a closing phrase. And that's how it is. Matt, come up with that. You can't handle the truth, but you can. That is it, folks. Again, don't forget thecomicsgym.com. Please sign up as a monthly member to keep this show going. We'll send you a tote bag and a potato peeler with the Rolling Stones emblem on it. Don't forget nickdip.com. Again, let me remind you, I think Monday, this coming Monday, I have to get on a plane to be on a movie set for 2 weeks. We'll figure something out. Don't worry. Matt does some porn and shit, so, right? Throw some of that in there. And I think Tommy, my manager, he wrestles at night, and we'll have all kinds of footage. Don't forget Cameo.com. If you want me to roast one of your friends or relatives, go to Cameo.com, click on my profile. I'll make a recording roasting one of your friends or relatives or saying, happy wedding anniversary to your parents. Whatever you'd like. That's it. You guys think it, I will say it. You're very welcome. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a nice day, everybody.